Okay, so data cleaning is a huge task in working with data. I think most of you have either taken the data mining class or have done high-level statistics in which you've had to do some of this cleaning up messy data stuff. I'm not going to make you do specific homework associated with this, but I'll point out some key skills here. So this, okay, that's their automatic feature, that's pretty cool. The find and replace with blank is something that's really useful, or finding and replacing with whatever, fill in the space is really what they mean by blank. So that helps us do consistency stuff. So when you're looking at things like the location, that's where everything's like super messy in this data set. For example, if you have, if you wanted to make sure that let's see. So we've got a lot of lowercase countries in here. So if you wanted to make those uppercase, you could do a find and replace on those. We saw a lot of Indias up here towards the top here that were lowercase, for example, or they're all uppercase, and so you want to reformat those. That's a thing. If you wanted things to be spelled out instead of like, here we have a United Kingdom, here we've got a UK, so making those consistent, especially important if you're doing anything with text analytics. So that's something that's important. Transposing rows and columns. So this is not a data set which we'd have to do that with, but that is common, especially for creating the super simple charts and graphs within Excel or G Sheets, things like this. Also for our, if you're doing data that is over time, that is often collected in one format and needs to be switched to another. So that's key skill. And then the splitting and combining columns is another really common one. So here, for example, location ones often are ones that we need to split. I'm going to take the filters off of these. So here, and this is something that I've had to do in real life, is split things oftentimes by commas, like this. And so if you want to have cities in one row, well, street address, city, state, country, you can split it like this. Unfortunately, this data is atrocious. Why do I say that? Because some folks here have specific locations. I don't know why someone would choose to do that in a public data set. Some people have just a country. Some people have a city and a country, and fixing that to be in the format that you want it to be in is a gross amount of work. Would it be worth doing all that? Yeah. What would have been better is if in their location question, when we created this, we tell them specifically, you know, like only like country only, or like city / province and country, however we wanted that done. And if you did want multiple things, you want a city and a country, put them in different columns so that they're not all stuck in one. Same thing with names. See what we got in here. We have a lot of, looks like a lot of first names in here. We've got some people that have all like a whole statement, not just a name, but they've got given names and chosen names. Yeah, a lot of initials, a lot of first and last names, some username stuff. Sometimes we've got 3 names. We don't know if that's a middle name or a double-barreled last name, or what. So again, a really poorly way of asking the question. We could split this data by spaces. We don't want to do that here because it copies into the next column over. But we could bring that over here. And then, let's see. How do we do this in G Sheets? Well, let's find out. We are splitting the data into separate columns. As it says, if you're messing with your data, a lot of times you don't want to deal with the raw data. So here it is, the data split, text columns. This is also a thing you can do in Microsoft Word, which is great. Okay, it did things automatically without asking me any questions, which is not great. So try to guess our separator. But if you follow the instructions here with the complex splitting, you can define things a little bit better. I actually prefer to do this kind of splitting in Microsoft Word as opposed to Excel or in G Sheets because you have a little bit more control over that intuitively. But in any case, having that skill set can be very useful when you accidentally have double-barreled type of questions in here where you've got multiple things going on that has an easy common split like spaces or commas. In real life, that's been my experience in HR, where some forms have their names, their full names in one column, and then some forms have different, the first name and last name set in separate columns. And so trying to merge those data sets together means that I have to pick one format. So that's been my real life example of how to, or the use case for that. Everything else in here, so extracting tables from PDFs, cool beans. You don't need to play with this now, but yeah, keep that in your pocket. Same with this like other source for cleaning data and the smart cleanup. Yeah, keep those in your pocket. Those three skills that are really key in here that everyone should know how to do. Again, there's no homework associated with that, just practice if you have the time and bandwidth for it. If you're not familiar how to do with those or how to do those.